actually moseys his way into our studio. But it's Bobby from Summit, and Bobby actually does his own radio show over on FDU Radio?
WFDU Radio, HD2 channel. Thank you.
HD2 channel. I don't know what the hell that is. But anyway, God bless you. And I know that in the spring of 2016, because I remember this phone call went viral where you and Mike Francesa got into it. This is what this environment's all about. It's all about discussion, give and take, passion, sport. You could see with the Cousins discussion this morning, right? So tell us about exactly what happened with you and Mike.
So I've been calling in a lot, and we had some good banter back and forth. I'd say 2 times a week after never calling for years. And he got into it about how his fans, how the Met fans didn't want to sign Daniel Murphy.
Now you're a dyed-in-the-wool Met fan.
Dyed-in-the-wool Met fan.
Right.
And where I was on Murphy, I don't even remember, to tell you the truth. But he kind of definitely stirred the troops up.
And that's what a good radio talk show host is supposed to do, right?
Absolutely.
Get you guys involved. Get you guys all pissed off out there.
So he made the point that his average caller, on balance, by far, a bigger percentage, was not upset that Murphy left versus that the average Met fan didn't want to sign Murphy after the World Series.
And that just set you off.
That set me off to the point where I had to pull over to the side of the road and put the four-ways on, which is what a good sports show host does.
Yeah, right.
Almost to the point where I felt like he was like, all right, how do I wind up this crowd? All right, oh boy, this will really set them off. And I called in and I said, that's just mathematically impossible. Neither one of us know the answer. But just off the sugar high of the World Series would lead you to believe that any Met fan that was kind of split on it would lean towards Murphy immediately after that World Series that he had.
But you also remember that right in the middle of that whole thing, you had Gary Cohen coming on saying that he was...
And he brought that up, Boomer.
Yes.
And he brought that up. But I said, you have a team that's, for all practical purposes, has been a suffering franchise, limps into the World Series that year, right? We all had them dead to rights. I even brought it up. Dead to rights after that San Diego game where Familia, the last strike. Right, exactly. And we think we're done. Yes. Flores is crying. We think we're done, and they go on this magical run with Cespedes.
Thank God.
Correct?
Yes.
All right. We bumped up a team of destiny that did it right, that we found out is now the blueprint for Major League Baseball, right? The Royals. We went to the World Series. Fantastic.
So where did the argument
Well, where it really went off is when we were kind of going at it, and he was like, I know my callers, you don't. To which I wanted to say, yeah, your callers are guys that are trying to wind you up. The average Met fan in a bar, you line up 100 fans. November 1st of 2015, they're saying keep Murphy, right? On balance,
yeah,
I would think the majority.
Course, yes.
I might not have said that in July, but they were saying it November 1st.
Yeah.
And where I think I really got him was I said, listen, I know you've got to kill a random Tuesday, and he just went off. And apparently that wasn't the thing to say to a sportscaster.
Well, as you could tell, this morning we're talking about Kirk Cousins a lot and the New York Jets, and you could hear the difference in the fan base, right? I mean, the fans aren't really sure what the hell. If I sat here and I told you that I did this poll this morning, it just ended. 49% of the fans want Kirk Cousins. 42% of the fans don't want Kirk Cousins. They want him to draft. They want to draft a young quarterback and build around that guy. But that's what this whole thing is, right? I mean,
what do you think the pulse of New York is on with the Giants?
With the Giants, I would say everybody is in love with Eli Manning, and I would say if I had to take just the discussions that we have had over the last 3 weeks, I think they want them to take Saquon Barkley, and they want to keep Eli Manning, and they want to see how Eli Manning does with Pat Shurmur. I don't want them to do that. That's and I have a very strong opinion about this. That they're going to have a quarterback there. They're going to have two of the 3 top quarterbacks to pick from, and I think you have got to take one because that's exactly what Philadelphia did 2 years ago, and look where it led them.
Yeah, and Bob, you were telling us off the air that when your wife heard that, she was a little bit embarrassed.
No, I mean, if you guys really want me to strip myself down here, I mean, is that what this is about?
I love that.
When I had the fight with Francesa, I got the 3 texts from the normal guys that are home at that time or happen to be in the car. 4 hours later, I walk in the house at 6 o'clock, totally forgot about it. I have no idea that CBS picked up on it. I walk in, my wife is standing there. You got to picture like Curb Your Enthusiasm. She's Susie at this point, and I'm Larry. I walk in like, what's going on? She's like, is this you? And she's pointing to the app. Apparently one of my son's friends heard it, texted him and said, I think this is your dad. She's like, please tell me it's not you, even though we all know it is.
That's well, Bobby, I'll tell you this. We appreciate you being a caller, being passionate, because that's how we make our money.
In game without warning, they were just being polite. They didn't realize that they'd be stuck with the thing that wouldn't bleed.
Anyway, Eddie just making fun again. But anyway, we appreciate you coming in, and
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you so much.
Appreciate it.
Enjoy it. Keep the calls coming, all right?